Hi, welcome to Roger's Yard. I'm Roger. This is my yard. I love my yard. We've been together now starting 23 years, and we've been through a lot of experiences. We've grown up together, we've laughed, we cried, but generally a very, very good, healthy relationship. I would like to chronicle my 2018 year. I work in my yard quite a bit. I'm fairly knowledgeable. I've worked for a couple of nurseries and thought about going in the nursery business, but got convinced it's not a good idea. So I hope to show you what I'm doing, share what I'm doing or what my hopes and dreams are, and I also be up to any suggestions. I got a couple of problem areas I really don't know what to do with. So if you could email me an idea, I'd appreciate it. If you'd avoid references to my mother, that would be greatly appreciated. But beyond that, let's have some fun with this. I like to laugh, you know. Let's start here on the left. That's sugar gum tree. I like the tree. I like the shape. It's a pretty durable tree. I like the leaves. Really hate the sweet ball gums. We obviously have a female and hope you're just lucky and don't have to rake these up every year, because if you got a male, you have a problem. The only thing I hope for, if we can get a late hard freeze, then there won't be sweet ball gums, but that's only happened 2 or 3 times over the last 22 years or so. But other than that, I really do like the tree. Been nice though if when they planted it, they would have planted it straight, but I understand these nurseries. Down by my corner of my garage, I've got a display I want to take up and show you that I've had a lot of fun with. House came with the brick driveway. Didn't scare me away or didn't sell me. Nice thing about the driveway, in the winter after a snow, I'll be the first dry driveway in the cul-de-sac. Give me 3 or 4 hours of sunlight and it could be 15 degrees out, my driveway would still dry up. Downside to it, summertime, about every other week you come out with total kill and kill the weeds coming up. So like everything up and down, I do like it because it's been low maintenance. Area up by the steps sunk down about 1 inch. I pulled up the bricks, put in sand, patted it down, dropped them back in, and hasn't been a problem since. So yeah, surprisingly low maintenance, and I'm glad of that. We'll go up closer. He has quite a few plants up in the corner there. I've got a river birch at the very corner of the house. That's huge. Tree right there is an October glory maple. Dearly love that tree. It'll be the last one to turn in the fall, and it'll be a deep, deep red. And all the neighbors know that when that turns, it's over with. No more trees will fall, not another leaf will fall. So you can do your last yard pickup. Down here in the corner, thank you utility men. We're loaded with utility boxes. There's actually 3 of them in there. Maiden grass does an excellent job of hiding them. Here in the next couple of 3 weeks, I'll be cutting it down. But boy, I'm just really glad I don't have to look at it. And it'd be nice if the other neighbors would do the same, but you know, what the heck. And I've got an ash tree here I need to get treated. We do have the ash borer in the area. Everyone else around me's got it treated, so I've got to get that taken care of. Yep, the tree works well. It's low maintenance. I got it pruned up so high that I never have to worry about it. But not the prettiest tree in the world, but came with the house, so you know. Now, I'll admit, I haven't been big on my grass. This area, fescue, does so much better than bluegrass. Bluegrass, beautiful grass in the springtime, but with our heat, and then we can get really dry at stretches, fescue just works so much better. And I don't give my grass much attention. I fertilize it, I weed it, I pull out all the volunteer trees coming up, but I don't water it. I do not have a sprinkler system. Years ago, faced a life decision. Do I put in a sprinkler system and spend $1,000 a year on watering, or do I take the daughter and wife on a Caribbean cruise? You know, I'll never forget going scuba diving with my daughter. She's grown up to be a wonderful lady, and I'm just so proud of her, and we've got some really good times together. Well, you know, y'all got to make your own decisions on what's important, and my kid's important. So, let's move up to the corner, and we'll start our tour around the house. Forgot to mention, I'm in Lenexa, Kansas. Now, for you that are not familiar with the area, Lenexa is in the southwest corner of the greater Kansas City area. You know, once you go past Lenexa, it's country, and it's a small little suburb. It's really nice. I mean, everyone takes care of their house, and good fire, good police. But just to give you an idea of what kind of climate I'm fighting, we can get some wide swings here. I've seen, 15 below. 2 or 3 years ago, we went like 10 days in a row at 105 degrees and no rain. Well, we just get so much rain that I think that's what ruined my tomato years, was the plants drowned. I mean, I planted them, and like a week later, it was just solid rain, and by the time that was done, I didn't think I could replant, and it was just a lousy tomato year. So many things out of your hands. I'm glad I'm not a farmer. A farmer can work hard, knock himself out, do everything right, and still get wiped out. So, interesting lifestyle, but not mine. So, we're going to pack it up, move it in the corner, and get this tour started. The last several years, what I've done here, I put sweet potato vine, so I get that light green color, and it'll just be a solid C. Above that, I'll put red Sylvia. So you get that dark green leaf with Sylvia, then you get the red top. And I also normally put a few on top. Then that's a crape, that's a pink crape myrtle. I love crape myrtles. They don't flower until like late July into August. So when everything else in this area is starting to burn up, they're just coming into flower. And the warmer the climate gets, the better they do. They are a heat-loving plant. And they'll also be the last plant to leaf out every year. I want maximum height, so I do not prune till middle to late June, because I just want to give every opportunity to get as tall as possible. In the old days, it freeze down to the ground, then come roaring back. Now it's higher and higher. It's leaving out when it starts off, and it has rapid growth. When it gets rolling, it gets going. So I really had a lot of fun. My brother lives down in Tulsa, so they do a lot more. The further south you go, the more you see. So that's why I keep dragging them back up here and got a jump starting everybody else. And when I worked at the nurseries, I sold a lot of them simply because I just like them so well. I'm going to try and insert a picture, and it'll show you what it's going to look like. So wish me luck. The other side of my sidewalk, here again, I've got that ground cover. I got a load of rocks. I like rocks. Wherever I go, I pick up rocks. The real red ones are from Sedona. That one there and those next to it is from Estes Park. Here's another Estes Park. We've got rocks from Smoky Mountains, Branson, and just outside of the Denver area. I saw some rocks and I grabbed some, but when I go on vacation, I like to bring them back. Now, I do have some volunteer daffodils that came from when I bought the house. They have to survive on their own. I'm not into the bulbs. Granted, they're beautiful first thing in the spring, but then as far as I'm concerned, they get in my way of anything I want to do. So these hardy souls have hung in there, so I'll let them live, but I sure don't give them any help. Yeah, one thing I've gotten away from is potted plants, simply because of the maintenance. And it gets hot around here. Summertime, you're out every day or every other day, and I just don't want to do it. Now, I did this one here because it's up front. I'll go with an annual flower that will just hang over, drape over, loaded with flowers that just come and come and come. So I do this one, but this is it. This is my max. But, every man's got to draw a line somewhere. Tally ho, let's move. Here is one of my problem areas. This is the October glory maple that I just dearly love. But look at the ground. This is where I would love to have a suggestion. What do I do? Put a ring around it. That thing would be humongous. And nothing can grow. So I'm actually in the state of I don't know what to do, so I've done nothing. So if anybody's got a good idea, email me. I might try it. And I wanted to also give you a look. This is the back side of my maiden grass. And here, probably another week or two, I'll get out the old clippers, cut it down, and if we'd ever get some rain, it would probably start growing. Well, let's keep on going around the east side of the house. Check this out. Talk about a perfect example of a tree that should never been planted where it's planted. It is humongous. It's a river birch, grows like crazy, throws plants off like dead branches off like crazy, and I really hate the tree. The only problem is like $1,200 to have it removed. I'm just a little too chintzy to do it, but man, God, I hate that. But here on the east side, I want to swing around, and my crape myrtles I dearly, dearly love. Look at the size of that crape myrtle. That is humongous for this area. It's a pink one, and what's cool is he'll probably pick up another couple feet after it leaves out, and I'll have the flowers sitting there hanging in my loft. So I'll be sitting at the computer and I see the flowers. I just love it. There's 4 different varieties. One in back is a variegated dwarf, so it's pink, but across the edge is white. I've been able to get a lot of these exotic crape myrtles. My brother lives down in Tulsa, and of course, the further south you get, the more you see. So, I want to swing around. My first project was that brick. Unbeknownst to me, that's a dry area. So I'm a little lost. It's one of my problem childs. I hadn't had a whole lot of luck there. I've got garlic growing, but that's about it. So if anybody's got a good idea, sure like to hear about it. Then you swing around here, I've got my Bracken's Brown's Beauty Magnolia. Planted in about 2004. Came out of a 5-gallon bucket, and I'm just really pleased with it. I've kept the tree pruned up so that I won't hit my head when I'm cutting the grass. Also let the light get to the grass. Holds onto its leaves all winter long, and the flower comes out in about mid-June, and it's about the size of your fist. So it never gets caught in a late freeze. Beautiful flower, kind of short-term flower, only about 3 or 4 days. The only problem I've run into it, I've got deer. And come to find out, deer likes eating on these. So I've had to put chicken wire all the way around it to protect it from the deers. And I've also put the pokies out. So hopefully when they go into it, they won't see it. They get poked in the nose, they'll be uncomfortable, and they'll leave. So I don't mind them around. I've seen their poop too. But I don't mind them being around. I just can't tolerate them eating my plants. So I want to take you back, talk about the garden, and we'll just keep on trucking. This is the northeast corner. Back here I've got endless summer hydrangea. That's really a fun plant. And boy, you talk about a plant you can't overwater. And this is the one that can go either pink or purple blue, or more blue, according to the way you fertilize it. So it's a lot of fun. You can change it from year to year if you want, basic or acidic fertilizer. And next to that, just got myself a load of hostas. I probably got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different varieties in there. Got one little petunia. The wife likes that. And then from here all the way down is going to be solid hostas. And boy, a friend of my wife's gave it to us, and it's really explosive growth for these. Underneath there, used to have barberry. I hate barberry. So I imagine they put it there because that's the master bedroom, but you can't see nothing, and they couldn't get through those windows without having to destroy them. So I went with the little Henrys. Like it, and also it's nice in the springtime. We can open up the blinds and you can see it flowering. So nice. Of course, we've got 2 dwarf Alberta spruce. When I first moved in, there was a big slice of dead in there. So I used advanced horticulture techniques to bring it back. I watered it. So these dwarf Albertas are really nice, easy. They don't grow that fast. They're simple. The only thing you have to watch out for is red spider mites like them. So if you're getting some browning, maybe a little area getting dead, take a piece of paper, put it underneath a branch, wiggle the branch, then look at the paper close. If you see some red dots start moving around, you've got go blank all of a sudden, red spider mites. And of course, you can just spray and kill those. And you have to spray about 3 times. You spray it, you wait about 3 weeks, you spray it, wait about 3 weeks, and spray it, and that'll break the cycle. Most of these insects goes from egg to adult in 30 days. So when you spray it, you'll kill all the larvae and adults, but the eggs won't be killed. They'll go ahead and hatch, larvae comes out. So if you hit it with 3 weeks, you catch them before they're adults. And the reason you do it 3 weeks again, just in case you miss some. Just because you spray it doesn't mean 100,000% coverage. So it's a continuous battle, but the nice thing about these, they come back real nice. And I think they can really handle a lot more water than a lot of other evergreens. So it's a nice addition. Talk about my yard a little bit. In the corner, you can see the arborvitaes. I think that's evergreen arborvitaes. Get confused. And we'll work on that direction. Do have 2 variegated Weigelias, which I'm a sucker for anything variegated. Here again, look how much sun this one out here gets versus one that catches the shade. That's maple. Is one ugly tree. If it went away, I wouldn't be disappointed. So tally ho, I'll show you a little hidden spot and keep on moving. Built a little display here. The neighbor, we were here a couple years, neighbor put in a pool, so he had to put up a fence, and so I built a little display in there. I've tried different things over the years. Lack of light, I'm going with hostas in there. I've got big blue down low, and I've got that aggressive hosta up on top, and it's sure low maintenance, and I like it. I'm going to get in there and get those leaves all sucked out and get the branch out. I like to suck up the leaves. That way my vacuum sucks them up, grinds them up. Then I'll also toss those in the garden too, just to add more matter. And also look at the difference between the two blue spruces. I think it's kind of amazing, but man, it was hard. I couldn't conceive they were going to turn out this way. So I hope you don't get dizzy, but I'm going to spin. Well, now starting with the red maple, we're swinging around. Back in the old days, you can see one stump left. We had these beautiful pine trees. These pine trees blocked the neighbors wonderfully until a fungus came through and killed them all. So I've went with the arborvitaes because I want to get blocked 12 months out of the year. You know, the deciduous tree does a nice job about 6 months out of the year, but the other 6 months is kind of thin. So I've gone with the evergreen. I've also gone with the arborvitaes because I like them because they stay more columnar. So instead, Jennifer's can cover a wide area for you, a lot quicker than these, let me tell you. But I like the more orderliness. Plus, you got to remember these coming up are multiple stems for each plant. So when it comes winter time, I'll take and put fishing line around it, so that if it gets heavy, instead of going that, it kind of holds it on up, and you don't get nearly so much damage. Starting on the ground, got a hosta right there. Next to that is Big Blue. I love this hosta. It will get probably 6 or 7 feet across. It becomes huge. How it does so well in the full sun, I don't know. I don't know for sure. I'm guessing it's a blue Hawaiian, but you know, there's only about 1 million different types of hostas. So it's a guess, but call it a swag. Scientific wild ass guess. So I got good old K-State. I got lilies of valley will pop up. Got a chunk of petrified wood that we got from Arizona. We went up to Flagstaff. Beautiful area. I probably got 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 different varieties of grasses back here. Love my grasses. Right now I put twine around it just to hold them up so they don't go flop. Plus, when I go to cut them down here another 2 or 3 weeks, just much easier to cut them. They're already bound up. Just tighten it up and bing bang bow. The recycling guy probably hates me because I put out mountains of yard trash. Also, tucked back in the corner is a butterfly bush, and it's a tricolor one. Had one on the side of the house. That's a volunteer. I love volunteers. They are so priced right. So moving on down, that green right there is Autumn Joy sedum. Love my sedums. They flower in the fall. It's what's so nice about them when everything else is dried up or not much left. Got another one tucked back there. The yuccas are volunteers. Another hoot. I'll have lilies coming up. Got the grasses. Got one bulb. Sister-in-law gave us a planted bulb thing, so waste not, want not. So I went ahead and just planted it and enjoy that one little one. Next to that is the blue lagoon grass. This is really cool grass. I was working at Suburban, putting out 5-gallon drums of the grass, and one of them had a plant coming out from the bottom that didn't look very attractive, so I just grabbed it, and a pretty good chunk of the root came with it, stuck it in my pocket, and that's what come from it. So I'm real proud of that. On top of that, we got another huge sedum, and that was a volunteer also. The tree right here is a red bud. I used to have 4 red buds all lined along here, and one by one they died, and I can't figure out why. It's a native tree. It's gotten nice light. It does get a little shade in the morning, but they get good fall afternoon sun. It should be a no-brainer, and I've lost 3 of them. I just hope the police don't find out. Okay, I'm going to do another angle of that because what I'm doing over there is so cool. I hope you like it. I have a lot of fun with this area going all the way back there. This will be coneflowers first, then the whole thing's going to be a sea of black-eyed Susans. It is so much fun. I love the sea effect. I love just being so tight and bunched up. The shrub there is a purple crape myrtle that does pretty well there. I thought it might do better, but it's been there several years and hangs in there. I'm going to have this corner here needs help. I used to have lithium all the way across, and they've kind of dried up and gone away. I've got a little Henry started there, got some little stuff going. It's in need of attention, and since I'm doing this, kind of motivates me to go ahead and give it some attention. So that'll be one of the projects this summer to get it into shape. I've got butterfly bush there, butterfly bush there. Wife likes lilacs, so put a lilac there. Wife does not like a lilac bush to get too tall so she can see out the window, so I do keep it pruned up pretty good. Should be a good flower year, looks like. The way the buds look like they're coming on. Real happy. Here I put a dwarf arborvitae spruce to conceal my condenser. I will not let that get any closer to the condenser than what it is right now. You gotta, more important to keep the airflow around the condenser than let the Alberta spruce overgrow. Then we're going to head over there. I consider this Daylilyville. I've got at least 6, maybe 7 different varieties of daylilies, and they love it here. They get the afternoon blast of sun, and that's no problem for them. Only thing is, another project, I need to dig them and separate them. You got to do that every 3 to 4 years, and of course, I'm behind schedule. You know, I'm only one guy, I'm only a human being. So I try and do the best I can. I don't lose sleep over it. I just enjoy having a halfway decent yard and putting some surprises in there, have some fun with it. Stuff up against the house. Used to do canna there. A lot of work because they got to be dug up every year, but they do look nice when they come up and low maintenance once they're coming. I put out this cinnamon something plant. It's an annual that's got really deep purple leaves, and it's kind of pretty, and it's self-seeding. I don't have to do a thing. I just keep the weeds out. If I'm in the mood, I get a drink of water, but that's not even required. But come fall, that'll be all solid purple. So I really get a kick out of it, and here again, it doesn't cost me a penny. So I'm a little bit on the cheap side, but when you're the one that pays the bills, you worry about where the money's coming from. Well, I think I am going to wrap up this first issue of Roger's Yard. I'm taking a tour. I kind of wanted to get this done before things really started happening. And these daylilies only in the last couple of days if they started doing any activity. So I want to try this project this summer just for fun. Once things get busier, I'll hopefully be able to get one out once a week, but we're just going to see how this evolves. I'm even contemplating doing some guest shots, you know, location shoots. There's a couple nurseries here in town, one that I helped build, and then the close one where I always buy my vegetables. I love the nursery and everything about it, except it's a little pricey, but I suppose you get what you pay for. So once again, I hope you all enjoyed it. If you got any ideas, suggestions, feel free to contact me and tell your friends. If you got someone else that likes yards, maybe they can pick up a hen or two. You never know. I'm not degreed in horticulture. I've just had a very strong interest over it over the years, and I tend to watch TV, the Alaskan shows and other plant stores shows because I just enjoy it. So that's it. Bye. In your